Hello, hello.
What a dooski. What's up with you?
Not a whole lot. How you doing?
I'm all right, man. I had to make this, I had to put them together real fast. You don't even know. Had to get it together real fast here. You know what I'm saying?
I feel you. I feel you.
You might be having like some other people joining us. I don't know for sure. I know one person is. He's going to join maybe within 10, 15 minutes, something like that, 20 minutes, maybe
For
less.
sure.
You know what I'm saying? I'm not sure about the other one. He had some outside work to do, but this is your Sunday town hall. We're going to sit back and discuss politics and what's been going on in the week in politics.
Hopefully, everybody in America can follow with us since everyone's stupid.
So everyone, oh yeah, that is a hell of a that was a hell of a comment, wasn't it?
Yeah.
I was talking to Cuz. Jeez. I was talking to Cuz my cousin about this situation, and yeah, hopefully when he taps in we can have a deeper conversation about that. Tap in a little bit further into that whole entire conversation.
Yeah. Shout out to the Jets, man. They just scored a touchdown. They only need what 37 more to come back.
What's the score?
Well, actually, I'm watching the Dallas game. It's 41-7.
Man, this is crazy.
Eagles.
Man, I'm having a bad day with my with my parlays right now. Real bad day. I'm gonna keep it real.
You bet on the wrong team, sir.
Yeah, I did. I don't lie. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to figure this out right now. I just got a bad text message in the middle of all this right now. You just hit me. I was like, hey, you just took an L down the line right here. This is horrible. It's bad news. Bad news. But you know what I mean? We'll see. Hopefully I can catch a couple of these other ones. You know what I mean?
Did you see the plane that crashed in South Korea?
There's a couple of them, man. There was a few of them. There's that one. You know, they talked about the one over in, I think, Azerbaijan as well. There's been a lot of plane crashes lately, man. And I know the one in what was it? Was it Korea? Was it another one that was like
South Korea? 179 dead, 2 rescued because the landing gear malfunctioned, and so it slid on the runway. Then it caught fire.
I would always pray that I was part of the 2. Like, please let me be part of the 2. That's a lot of people did. No, seriously, man.
That's a lot. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I think the one of their somebody here. Hold on here. You say the guy came out and like apologized. Who is it? Like the CEO of Juju Air. Juju Air CEO apologizes for a crash of plane carrying 181 South Korean at the South Korean airport. Yeah, man. I mean, you know, what else can you do? Like, that's like 2 or 3. One of them got shot out the air. The one over in Azerbaijan got shot out the air. That's a little bit different. You know what I mean? You know, but this one crashed. It's making me kind of concerned. Like, man, you guys got to get this under control. Even though I know that plane crashes are like a dime, but you know, I mean, you're not really a dime a dozen. I shouldn't say that, but they're very, very rare. You know, that doesn't happen. You know, I mean, it's something that doesn't really happen a lot. You're not going to see a lot of plane crashes occurring.
Yeah, yes, it's actually really rare, you know. So when it happens, that's why it's big news. And so they're jumping on Boeing because they had so many. But I mean, stuff like that happens all the time. I guess most of the media just decides to focus on what they want to focus on, and then they just show you whatever's going to catch on. And
that's true. It's a true statement. Yeah. It's a true statement. But it's 179 people that are dead right now. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like
a lot of people.
What you said, it was about the crash land. What were you saying?
No, it was something happened with the landing gear. So it was already landing, and then it just the wheels broke basically, and it slid on the runway. Then it caught fire.
That's bad business, man. That's horrible, man. So wheels broke while they're landing.
Yeah,
they snap out from underneath it, and then the tip of the plane probably crashed, and it just. Yeah, that's a wrap for everybody on there too. That's another thing. Worst part about it, because so much fuel is on a plane. So if anything does happen, it's gonna spark off those fuel tanks. It's a wrap for everybody. I'm gonna keep it real. That'd be like sometimes. I do think that stuff crosses across. You know, it passes your mind when you're in the air. It does for me at least sometimes. You know, especially when we hit heavy turbulence. I'm like, man, you know what I mean? I'm not scared because I'll sleep on the plane like it's nothing. I'm most of the time trying to sleep on the plane. But you say you hit heavy turbulence, you start your little your prayers start coming in like, okay.
Yeah, that's why I get drunk before I get on the plane.
What good is that gonna do, man? Seriously,
I can pass out, and either I'm gonna be in heaven or I'm gonna be where I need to be.
Crazy, bro.
So I guess a tsunami just hit Peru.
You said who?
A tsunami.
Really?
Yeah, I'm watching some of the footage right now, just seeing if I can find a good one.
Tsunami just hit Peru.
Oh yeah, it's a bad one too.
What you mean? You mean as far as like, you know, they had the one like I know in India a while back. I think it killed like over that whole entire area, like 20 something, 100. It was either like 100 or 200 something thousand people. It's crazy.
Yeah, everybody on the shore. Yeah.
Yeah, I really want, like I said, I really want to get into this whole the Elon Musk conversation that he had, that he's sitting there brought up about MAGA. Like he's really telling everybody what they feel. I know most people are going to try to hide from the subject. They don't want to talk about that. They don't want to, you know, admit the truth that people who have a lot of money, they're going to utilize you for what they can. They don't care about you. They don't care about America. I mean, he's basically told you already, I'd rather have cheaper immigrant labor, but for me, not for you, for me. You know what I mean? We want to get him out of here. All the ones who can't work for me or not do anything for me, I want them out the country. But the ones who can work for me and I can pay them less than what I could pay an American, let's keep on bringing them in. He said he'll go to war for the the HB1 or H1B visa. Yeah. You know,
and they just had articles talking about, you know, a lot of American workers have been left behind because of that, you know, because you can just bring in cheap labor. So I don't believe MAGA is going to take it.
What
this is what he campaigned on. He said all immigrants, 20 million of them, everybody got to go. They're still in your jobs, they're eating your cats, they're eating your dogs, all that stuff. And so now they're backpedaling like, well, these ones can come in. No, it doesn't work that way. You know what I'm saying? If these are the jobs people are talking about that are getting taken by immigrants and foreigners.
Yeah, that's all. Yeah, that's all bad. But yeah, I mean, it is what it is. You know what I'm saying? So what do you think that you're saying that exactly that he feels like only the jobs that he has are good enough for workers that are foreign workers, but any other jobs.
Elon and Vivek, they're immigrants themselves. You know what I'm saying? They have no ties to our country. They just come in and, you know, talk the talk. But, you know, that's why he could say what he had to. He said, he's like, oh, America has terrible culture. You know what I'm saying? Because you guys watch Saved by the Bell. Everybody watch Saved by the Bell. No one ever talks bad about Saved by the Bell. When someone's like, hey, Saved by the Bell, that was a great show. We all like Saved by the Bell.
Do you think he was using that as like just like trying? He was basically using that as like a marker. He wasn't really using that as the actual show. He's like, okay, you guys will, you know, we love this character instead of this other character. You know what I mean?
Yeah, he could have said that. He said all that, right? But you could tell Vivek watched reruns. He wasn't there when the show was airing. I mean, he was like, "Oh, my mom wouldn't let me watch that show because, you know, it." He said something about lowers your standards or some old crazy stuff.
I mean, you look at where he was probably Shriek or whatever his name. What's his name in the movie? Screech. Yeah, he was probably him when it was, you know what I mean, at school. He was probably the kid who wasn't really celebrated in school and was made fun of in school, you know, and that's why he feels that way about those type of shows. But the fact of the matter is, why wasn't he saying this stuff when he was on a campaign trail? Why wasn't he saying
They would have choked him out. They wouldn't let him out the door. And see, the whole thing is like, we're not stuck with any of these people. The only person we're stuck with is Donald Trump. And he has no.
We're stuck with Elon Musk too. We're stuck.
No, not really. If he decides, hey, I want this guy away, he can just fire him. Get away from me. You're fired.
Nah, I think that he understands there's too much that comes along with him. There's probably a lot of conversations and other things that probably happen that we have no idea about that comes along. You're not bending. You're not going against your own people for this dude. You know what I mean? If there's not something that comes with it, he's not going to be at your. You know, I know that they said that Elon Musk. I guess he was with Joe Rogan. And sitting during the Trump campaign on what was that voting night when election night, and he basically told him ahead of time like, hey, no, we won, because he had this metrics that he already had set up, these little, you know, these analytics he already had set up that told him when it was gonna let him know when, you know, Trump won. If he won these certain counties by this amount, he won. He already understood all this. He had all this stuff set up already from the beginning. There's something deeper than what we know that's going on between those two. Trump don't just let a person basically speak for him and then come in and just and just and just reverberate or just repeat what that person said ahead, who is not himself. He doesn't like people speaking for him. We see that all the time. So I mean,
he does it all the time. He'll say something outlandish and be like, that's not what he meant. You got to read through the lines and look under the words.
Now, I mean, like this person's come out and bash his own people, and he came out and was like, "Yeah, I feel the same way about this program." Even though when he ran for election 2016, he was trying to get rid of the program. Now all of a sudden he's with the program.
It's about money. You know what I'm saying? Like he understands. He knows it costs too much to employ us here in America. We're gonna want benefits. We're gonna want 401ks. We're gonna want all that stuff, and so you can bring in a foreigner who can't do nothing but work for you.
And doesn't have to be a part of a union. I mean, that's another thing that's going to happen too. Foreign workers are not going to come in and want to be a part of a union.
Yeah,
that's another, you know. And so you look. I mean, it's just at the same time, man. It's just the wording that he used. Yeah, he basically called him brain dead. He's like, yeah, he's like, these guys want to work. He's like, he basically said a person who works from like the Midwest or from the South who want to get he said, well, why don't you just train us to do these jobs? He's like, well, you're too dumb to do the jobs. Pretty much what he told him. You're too dumb to do these jobs. And this is what he said out of his own mouth. You're brain dead, XYZ. And now he's trying to, like, I guess he went online today. I saw a thing today where he was like, hey, let's put more positive stuff on Twitter. Let's stop being so negative.
Everybody was coming after him.
They're trying to change the narrative. They know how to like massage. They want to like get the situation back to where it was, where everyone's on the same team. And he can pretend like he's really a part of something that he's not a part of. He can go ahead and put on the black MAGA hat and jump across the stage and pretend he's some person that he's really not. You're not for the people. The people don't even fuck with you, really. Nobody likes this dude, really. You like him now that you feel like he helped you, but he doesn't like you. He doesn't want anything good for you. This is about him. He's showing everybody exactly who he is. His words have told everybody. This is not like, it's not like he's called them contemptible fools. You know what I mean? Like, come on, man. Who's calling somebody? And you
can easily train somebody or give them classes to start doing all those tech jobs. It's not really that difficult.
I'm not gonna say it's easy, but you know what I mean. Like
I'm not saying it's easy, but engineer. Still, you could train people to be an engineer. You know what I'm saying? For him to say, "Nah, you're too stupid. You guys are dumb. Your culture's horrible." I mean, say that to somebody's face. It's easy to say it online. I wish he would say that at like a Trump rally or something.
But he's not going to say that at Trump. Right? He's going to tell them exactly what they want to hear. They didn't talk about none of this stuff beforehand. They understood just get elected, and everybody who like I told everybody before, the pool of who elected these people into office are the ones among us who don't have as much education. I'm not saying that they're dumb. That doesn't make you dumb because you don't have a lot of education, formal education, I should say. It doesn't, but it means you're probably part of the a blue collar worker. And and you're just looking at things from a perspective of what do you believe in versus what you don't believe in versus looking at the real actual policy. And they went off of, hey, let me go ahead. Just like when Trump said that, he could he wanted to run. I'm not sure if this was true or not that he said that about he'll run as a Republican because they're so just too stupid to really realize that, you feel what I'm saying? That's why he's running as a Republican, because he's going after the dumber class of people. But I don't feel like Republicans are just the dumber class of people. I feel like they have their own moral base, but that moral base sometimes is very anti-immigrant. Immigrants mostly are comprised of people of color. I think that's what they're looking at. That they're looking at more of things that they're against, women's rights or whatever case may be. Like those are the things they're running off the people who want, basically want restrictions on things who think that they're free.
He played off people's anger. You know what I'm saying? Like, hey, this is happening to you and it's because of these people, but now some of them can stay. And that's not going to fly. You said you were going to deport them all. I need $1,000 per person.
Yeah, Steve Bannon said the same thing. He was like, man, nah, he said, if there's going to be a war, let's go ahead and get it out the way right now. Yeah, talking about between the MAGA, the people who he's brought in, he understands who Elon Musk is. Elon Musk, you already see what he thinks he's better than everybody else, which is not. Sometimes you got to think that you're, you have to have that confidence in yourself. Yeah, for sure. You have to have that confidence in yourself. But a lot of times when you're looking at people like him, it's not that he just only thinks he's better than you. He really don't have anything good that he wants for you. You're going to put him in charge of the money because you see that he's made money, because he's been able to make a few deals and use our government dollars to help his business to stay alive. That doesn't mean he's good. He wants what's best for us. You're going to let him cut programs. You think he's going to help you out? Think he cares about you? He don't. He's going to cut programs that matter for you. Like they said that there's a large group of people who are very anxious about what cuts they're going to bring into the program. And a lot of these people are Republicans, because a lot of them are the ones who are from poor states who are not making money, who don't have as much money. Their health care is poor, their education's poor. The job choices are poor. But now you're like, oh,
though, people have to look at these situations and be like, okay, you're a red state. You voted for this man. He's cutting all your programs. Do not help them. They didn't help you during the election. This is what people signed up for. I mean, like we're kind of guesstimating on what he's going to do because now he's backtracking on a lot of it. He had to say what he had to say to stay out of jail. He got what he wanted, and so I mean, now how many days we got now?
But what is he really backtracking on? He's backtracking on what
he said that the price of groceries.
H-1B visas.
I can't do that. He's backtracking on the visas. Or something else.
I mean, the price. I mean, he came in and said, "I'm going to lower food prices." I mean, those are like overarching. I'm going to lower gas prices. Those are things that we all know that he doesn't really have too much control over. You know, what I mean, not too much control over.
We know this.
Yeah.
But and then look how bad it's about to get. Like, I apologize, I cut you off, but I mean, with the bird flu coming through, like I said, killing all the livestock, it's about to get messy. Like when I told you, like when that coffee goes up, three times fold, people are gonna be like, "Dang, we're kind of fucked right now."
Yeah, cocoa, like they said, cocoa is going up too, which is chocolate, which goes in coffee. I mean, it's just a lot of different things, which they're all going to go back and blame somebody else for because he's going to mishandle the situation. He's not going to do what he's supposed to do. You know what I mean? We all know what he fumbles damn near every situation he runs into. He just does. He fumbles them. There's not a lot of heat that he does well when it comes to running a country because he's not putting the right people in place. Guarantee you got Dr. Oz and people like that who are helping to run. Now, I don't know who he's going to have run the CDC, what he's going to do over there. You know what I'm saying? I think Fauci's out of here. I'm not trying to say Fauci's, but Fauci probably had a better idea of what was going on than this guy did.
And we're about to have a whole nother pandemic. So
I don't know. You think it'll turn into a pandemic as far as like
the last time, if everyone in America was like, if he could have came out and been like, hey, put a mask on when you're out so we can stop the spread.
Yeah.
We'd be a lot better off, but he didn't. And this one's going to get mishandled too because they're about to cut all the programs.
Yeah,
everything got to go.
Yep, and then he's going to have a hard time getting his people. You know what I mean? Getting the people who he want in office because they're going to have a hard time through the process of passing through Congress. They're going to have a hard time doing it because he's bringing in the wrong people. They don't have the qualifications to run the post that they're coming in to run. You're not bringing in people with ideas or people who understand what's really happening. So, I mean, we've talked about this. We've told everybody about this. Now we're just kind of, preaching to the choir at this point in time because I don't think anyone really wants to. People don't really want to hear when you're wrong. No one wants to hear when you're wrong. It is what it is. You feel what I'm saying?
I mean, I had issues like that too. It's like, I wouldn't admit I was wrong, but you grow and you learn. But I mean, once you get to a certain age, like you're kind of just stuck in your ways. And so it's going to be hot chaos and I can't wait. It's
already happening. You know what I'm saying? If you really look at it, it's already happening right before our eyes, bro.
Yeah.
It's already happening right now. We're watching it kind of play out right before. They're already infighting amongst their party and they're not even in power. They're not even the people who are running the show right now, and they're already fighting amongst themselves. And basically, they'll try to forget this, though, man. Think about what this dude said. If you really pay attention, man, somebody's calling you stupid and everything else, then they're going to try to downplay it.
Vivek did. He tried to. He was like, hey, I said that, but what about the niggas?
You're stupid, bro. I mean, honestly, try to, when he tried to say, let's get rid of affirmative action. We should get rid of it. Yeah,
it's already gone. What is he talking about?
But that's his way of trying to get things to go right back to they understand that they instead of letting them point their racist anger at Indian Americans, you know what I mean? He wanted it pointed back where it used to be at, which is with black people. You know what I mean? That's what he's showing. That's what he did. He's good with that. Here, let's keep this with these guys. This racism is supposed to be against these guys. The rest of it is fine. I mean, we don't need you. We don't need to be talking about us. Indians know how to fly under the radar, you know what I mean? And try to blend in as best they can because they understand the divides between black and white. That's really where the racial divide stands. Then you're starting to push a little brown inside of there as well, but it's not Indian Americans. There's very few of them in this country. If you really look at the overall numbers, it's very, very few Indian Americans in America.
Who keeps calling me?
Who is it?
Oh, from tech support, Amazon. You don't get those calls.
I mean, yeah, probably want to answer it and give them all your information.
Yes. Hello. Yes, I'm calling from Amazon. You just spent $1,234.56. I'm like, I thought about it. Like when they would say that, they would just go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
He said that's what they was doing.
Yeah,
But
man.
stupid,
Now they call, they be like, hello, yes, I'm seeing if you want to sell your home. I was like, sir, I live in a car. Okay, goodbye. Or they'll call, and I hit them with like real legit questions. Like, I'm like, where are you located? They'd be like, oh, Seattle. I'm like, where's your office located? What's the address? And they'd be like, fuck, I wasn't ready for that. And they hang up on me.
Hang up the phone on you, man. Hey, so I mean, when you look at it, man, the people that he's bringing in right now are a lot of Indian Americans. He has like probably like 6 people in his cabinet that are Indian American, at least.
Crazy.
Yeah, you know what I mean? That's it's a high,
all immigrant born. First
or
generation.
at least like first generation. Yep. And most of them all are. You know what I mean? And so, you know, and then you look at who's helping to run his thing. I think Elon Musk is a first generation. You know, no, he's an immigrant. He's not even a first. He's an immigrant himself. Yeah. And an illegal one at that. He has an illegal immigrant running his country. I mean, helping to run the country, basically at the helm of the country. I think that he's running shit. That's my personal opinion. If you want to ask me, I feel like he's running shit. Elon's the guy.
You see, what I mean? Amazon ended the strike, the workers.
How did they sign off on? What did they talk? What happened?
It just says thousands of Amazon workers have ended their days-long strike against the company, according to the Teamsters Union.
It was on their ass, man.
With the union saying its efforts aren't over. I mean, I didn't skip a beat.
They was on the
just got here quick.
Hey man, they had the police on them. They was like shooting water out the side of the building on the people, everything. Yeah, like damn near hosing them, man. It was damn near hosing the people, man. Like it was like the civil rights movement or some shit. It was crazy. They was sending them to jail. It was wild, bro. Like Amazon ain't playing about it. They gonna put that shit down quick. And they also understand, wait till these guys get in office. They're not going for no. You heard what Trump was saying. He was like, yeah, I love the way Elon handles when people want to strike or something like that. You just fire them all. This is what he wants, man. You got all these labor unions.
They one story, it was like somewhere down south. They were talking about getting a union. So Walmart built another Walmart across the street from that Walmart. And they fired everybody from that other Walmart. Or they closed the store down, fired everybody. And they said, you can get rehired. They made them sign some paperwork saying they wouldn't join a union.
That's crazy, bro. That's a cold way of doing business, though. That's how
money. That's what money will do it.
It's kind of like when you look at it, man, it's kind of almost like how you supposed to, you know what I mean? Like that's kind of how you supposed to handle your business at the end of the day. I mean, when you're looked at as big business, that's what they should have already had done is came in as union workers, especially in a big ass fucking outfit like Walmart, knowing that you don't have any kind of real, you don't have any say so with them. You're not getting raises. They're not doing none of this shit for you at all.
I worked at Walmart, and I remember they used to tell us, if somebody comes in, because this is when I was young, like if somebody comes in talking about a union, turn off your light, call CSM so we can escort them out the store. I was like, yeah, sure, cool. Now that I understand what a union does and how it's good, like they should have unions. I mean, Amazon, they're going to fight that tooth and nail because, I mean, they pay those people pennies, but they're just going to hold off just like McDonald's and all. They're going to wait till they can get the robots in there and then drop them all because there's already been Amazon facilities where they've fired everybody and just let the robots do everything.
You feel like Amazon don't pay well?
No, not at all. Not at all.
I don't know the pay structure on Amazon. Can you give a little background on that right there?
Well, I mean, it's what they pay you about up here. It's $21 an hour.
I mean, you go tell a person in the Midwest $21 an hour.
That's the Midwest. That's the Midwest. So check it out. It's like on the thing on Indeed, it says $21 to $24 an hour. So I went up there. I was like, yeah, I want 24. I have 18 years experience. They're like, nah. You start at 21, but you can get up to $24 off bonuses and stuff for like not speeding, delivering packages on time. But I knew it was a shady company because a guy that was training me wasn't getting paid to train me.
What you mean wasn't getting paid to train you? They didn't pay him any. I mean,
no extra money. He got his regular pay.
I mean, shit, he's just riding around with you. That's probably how they felt like, you know what I mean? That's their system. They're like, look, man, when it was your turn, you was gonna have to train somebody too. They're gonna send you out as a trainer too in a minute. Like, look, we trained you, got you into the job. That's how they save money, man. That's a money saving measure at the end of the day.
Yeah, I mean, like, they don't. There's nowhere for you to pee. You got to pee in bottles when you're out on the road. Yeah,
tell some of those stories. I remember you told me a story about they said there is nowhere for you to pee when you really think about it.
No,
you're not supposed to like deter from your route on Amazon.
Well, think about it. Like when you're delivering to houses, it was different because like when you do buses and stuff, you're like there's places you stop at like doctors' offices, malls, or whatever. With Amazon, like you're deep in people's neighborhoods where there are no stores. You know what I'm saying? And so you can't just run in the bushes. I know one guy when I was up there, he got fired because he was peeing. He got the bottle, went around, got in the van, peed in the bottle, and then poured it out, you know, say off the side of the van. And somebody someone that lived there saw it, called it in. They fired him for that.
For going to the bathroom, pretty much.
Yeah, basically.
That's crazy, bro. I mean, didn't you say? I mean, there's a lot of Amazon just sent me. I know how they are with packages because I've had like trucks that we operate that have run Amazon routes who've helped like move some of Amazon's freight, and they're not playing about you being on time, making it to this place at this time, being here. They're tracking you the entire way, so they're not playing about you going off route. Where's your truck at? What's going on? They're on you the entire time.
Yeah, so well, I mean you can go off route a little bit. It's like, you know, you'll get your list of packages. You could deliver them how you want. You got to like move stuff around. But I mean, it's just you can tell if there's a difference for like working for a driving company that doesn't have a union and one that does. If Amazon had a union, the workers would be paid better. But like so far, what Amazon's doing, they have those cameras in the front, and soon they're just going to have the machines dropping your packages off to you. Like they're going to go fully automated.
Yeah, I mean, didn't they already have it to where they already have it right now where they've gotten themselves the FAA approval to drop off your stuff with drones. I'm getting rid of drivers too, because people are starting to, when people want to unionize, now they're going to want $30 an hour to drive around your packages. They're going to want to have it so they're not having to deliver so many packages in a day. Because I heard they have to deliver hella packages. I mean, not just with Amazon. You look at like with FedEx and all of them, you got to deliver hella packages, and you're not done till you're done. That's your day. You know what I mean? I think you only get paid for a certain amount of time too. You don't get paid overtime. Do they pay you overtime?
It depends where you work at. I know I talked to a lady once at FedEx, and they were like, yo, we pay you for this many hours of the day, regardless if you work them or not. So it's like if you're supposed to work 8 hours and you drop all your stuff off in 6, they still pay you for the extra 2. UPS, they pay those people like $64 an hour. So they're not complaining about nothing. And so Amazon,
UPS 64. I mean, that's not United Postal. That's United Postal Service. Is Postal Service talking about?
Yeah, and the Brown UPS.
Oh, okay, I know you're talking about.
Yeah,
okay.
Yeah, they get paid like $64 an hour. So they're not complaining. FedEx is a pretty good one too. Yeah, the thing with Amazon these days, bro, Amazon is basically just an entry-level job. It's like a McDonald's.
Yeah, because there's a lot of them, man. Amazon they have a monopoly on shit right now. You know what I mean? Because they're delivering not only what's coming from them, they're delivering what's coming from other people as well too. So they got a monopoly on this shit. You know, they're the big dogs in it, so that they can do that. You know,
But also, it's like one thing too. It's like, yo, if you have a job and you don't like it, you don't like the pay, you don't like this, you shouldn't fight for the job to give you better shit. You agreed to it when you got hired. You knew it was going to be some fuck shit. You knew you weren't going to get a raise. You knew there was no benefits. You knew this, you knew that. And now, just like Uber drivers, it's like, bro, if you don't like it, start your own company. You shouldn't be able to come into a company and want to change stuff to make yourself comfortable. Go get a different job. So and then when nobody wants to work there, then it'll force their hand to do better.
I mean, what I'm saying, I mean, yeah, that's one way of looking at it, but that's not how unions got started. Unions got started in this country because it's very difficult for people to branch off and start their own company and become competitive with a company like an Amazon. You know what I mean? That's a hard thing to do. Who you think? There's none of us who are going to be able to build that kind of infrastructure as quickly as they did and be able to be in that situation.
No, you start small.
No, I get you.
A couple vans or whatever. Yeah.
I get you, but I'm just saying overall, that's why I think that as companies grow, there is a responsibility to those companies to kind of like start spreading out and spreading the love a little bit more, to the people who work there. It's like our country, you know what I mean? As our country grew, then we started looking at Social Security. We started looking at, building police forces and fire departments and other things that we needed to make our country a better place. I think the same thing goes when you're talking about companies as well. That's just my personal opinion on it. And so I just don't mean with Amazon, man, I really feel like right now, I don't know if if there's any time in the near future, next 4 years, they're probably not going to be unionized in the next 4 years. Unless you have a massive strike, I mean, across America, they're not going to be unionized in the next 4 years. It's not going to happen.
No, they're going to replace everybody with robots.
Put down those unions.
I'm telling you, it's already set up. It's already set up.
I would do it. I would do that. I would replace some robots. I was talking to my cousin with the same situation. He was like, man, you sounding real. He said, I'm sounding, I forget what he said, sounding real liberal. Something I said, no, it's really a conservative thing when you talk about replacing people with robots. You know what I mean? Like, that's just what you're going to do. I would do that because it saves you money.
Well, they said driving jobs are going to disappear within, this was 2 years ago. So within 8 years, all those jobs will be done, like trucking, Amazon delivery, everything. Delivery jobs are all going to be done by robots. I mean, think about it. You got Domino's already has those delivery cars that bring the pizza to you. Domino's actually they got rid of all their drivers. Or no, actually, was it Domino's that did it? No, it's Pizza Hut in California. They got rid of all their drivers. They were like, nope, we'll just let Uber Eats do it and DoorDash.
It's cheaper. You know what I mean? You don't have to worry about it because they raised the minimum wage. I think it was raised it to like 21 or 20 to $22 an hour.
They fired them before that. You know what I'm saying? They're like, we can just have these drivers do it because it's just an extra fee that goes on to the consumer. So Pizza Hut doesn't have to pay it.
Yeah, that's crazy, man. It is what it is. It's coming. It's a sign of the times, man. We all look at it as something that helps us out. I mean, if our prices are lowered by this, then you know what I mean. Like people aren't going to complain until it starts hitting home. You know what I mean? Until their kids can't find entry-level jobs, they can't find a second job. People look at these jobs are sometimes either people's entry-level jobs or their second jobs, or sometimes their primary jobs. You know what I mean? And so this is just one of those things. So what did you think about that situation with the guy in New York, man? What was your take on that? I
mean, I know what it like as a person that's seen so much of my life and stuff like that. It's sad, but it's also like I want revenge and nobody else wanted with me.
What do you mean by that?
I want revenge. Like always. You know what I'm saying? If black folks just decided to be like, you know what, let's stop fighting with each other and focus on the real enemy, we could get a lot done because they only listen to us. And that's how America is. They only listen to you when you put your fist down, when you set shit on fire, you riot, destroy the streets. Black people don't realize like your ancestors built this country. And I don't know why you're so scared to burn it down and try to build it again. I watched George Floyd die in 4K screaming for his mama. We watched this dude get beat up by 7 white people in a fucking jail while he was handcuffed, stomped out, and they're laughing at him. We watched Ahmaud Arbery get shot in the streets, and we had to fucking beg them to do something. You know what I'm saying? Like, they only show fear when we attack. But we're supposed to do, that's why they teach you Martin Luther King and not Malcolm X. Because Martin Luther King was on some turn the other cheek. You know what I'm saying? But he didn't realize he was trying to battle psychopaths. And Malcolm X was like, any means necessary.
I get it. I understand what you're saying. I just feel like, I mean, is that the tone we want to strike at this point in time? You know what
I mean? It's going to get worse for us anyways.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
Why is the whole thing? Why we got to? I
don't disagree.
Why we got to duck and hide and like try to like maneuver around this BS that's been going on since we got here? You know what I'm saying? We need to face that shit head on. Be disruptive. Be angry. Be upset. Burn.
Do you think? I mean, what do you think that's going to gain us? I mean, seriously, what do you think that gains us doing something, being like that? Like, what do you think? If you walk, is there a flip side to that right there?
If you're in school and you walk in there and the kid messes with you every day, and you do nothing about it, know what he's going to do? He's going to mess with you every day. But that one day you get tired of it and you buck up to him like, fuck it, let's go, motherfucker. And he don't really want to fight you. He just like messing with you. He going to leave you alone. He going to have that, oh man, I almost got fucked up by this guy. You know what I'm saying? You need to put that fear back in people's hearts, like in the 90s.
Is it like in the 90s? Huh?
Yeah.
No, I feel you. At the same time, though, that comes with incarceration. That comes with there's body for body. I mean, at the end of the day, people get killed on this side, people going to get killed on that side. That's going to happen. You know what I mean? When we start looking at it from that point of view, that is going to happen. What is the other side of that? You're talking straight.
What did you say? Because people are going to get killed from both sides because they're only killing them from one side.
Yeah, I feel what you're saying. I'm not, like I said, I'm not this is not me disagreeing with you. I'm just asking the questions.
Yeah.
You feel what I'm saying? More than anything else. I'm just asking questions on what does this come with for you? I mean, because when I look at the situation when that happened with him, I look at that as this is what we voted for. We voted for this to be okay. If this hadn't happened in New York, this happened somewhere else because they put out the tape. They didn't have to put this tape out.
Well, because they fired everybody for it. You know what I'm saying? Everyone that
there was 13 corrections officers and one like part of their like a nurse or something like that got fired. I mean, there's 13 corrections officers had something to do with this. It was the wildest shit I've seen in a long time. It was damn near remind you of Rodney King the way they did him but this dude couldn't even protect himself. Yeah. He didn't even have, you know, I mean, he's in handcuffs.
Well, you can tell after the first like 8, 9 punches, he was cooked. He was done.
and they're on top of you, so you can't even breathe. And when people are on kind of over you, you can't breathe. There's no air in that room.
The desk and put his foot on his neck. They were just taking turns doing dastardly shit to him.
I mean, and they should get broke off. I don't care what he did. They should get broke off for this. If you got him in cuffs, man, and y'all just beating him like this, I mean, choked him, picked him up, choked him.
They had the one brother in Ferguson. I can't remember his name, but you know what I'm saying? He was out there, you know, marching with everybody doing his thing, you know, and after it died down 3 months later, they said he committed suicide in the back of a cop car while his hands were handcuffed. And we all know that ain't true. They put him in the back of the cop car, they opened the door, they shot him in the head. You find all these black people hanging from trees, but you say, "Oh, they committed suicide."
Anybody go to? Nobody went to jail.
Remember the trucker?
Did nobody go to jail when that happened? Mm-hmm.
No. Remember the trucker that they found hung, bro? You know, and I tell you this: they say, "Oh, he committed suicide," because he did. He went to a town he wasn't supposed to be in. He did it to himself. It's exactly why they say it. They won't even investigate it. You know what I'm saying? How much is enough? Is how much? When is enough is enough? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, this one right here was a cold case, because I'm watching people who I see online. They talking about this. They talking about, you know, Trump 2024. They're all advocating for this. This person's talking about immunity for all police officers at the end of the day. You know what I mean? But this is a case right here. If it hadn't happened in New York, say it happened somewhere down south, and the state didn't pick it up, the federal government would have came in and picked it up. We're not getting that. That's not going to happen anymore. The feds ain't coming in and picking up shit. So the state's going to be less likely to pick up shit as well, because it's not gonna affect them. If it's not gonna affect me,
I told you before, that immunity for police, they already have immunity towards us. We have to make an uproar for them to even do something about something. You know what I'm saying? I told you that's for the white folks that get out of line. They're not going to be up in the cop's face. Fuck you, motherfucker! You fucking pig! You ain't shit. I know my constitutional law. Da da da. The cop's gonna smack the shit out of him. He ain't got to take their shit. No, that's exactly. He ain't got that full immunity means they ain't got to take nobody's shit. Nobody's going to be in their face talking about they're going to sue them, this and that, disrespecting them, because we can't do that, because they'll just beat our ass right off tops, and they'll be justified because, you know, you committed a crime when you were in second grade. They'll pull something out. They'll pull something. Oh, he used to poop on himself when he was 9 months old. You know what I'm saying? He deserves to get that ass whooping. It's exactly what they do to us.
What would you change though? I mean, as far as the situation that happened, we're here now. So you're saying that people should be in the streets. It should be a problem right now, because they came out. What the governor did was they released the body cam footage immediately. They came out immediately, fired the 13 people, plus the nurse. I mean, she came out, made statements talking about it was horrific. I mean, they didn't tap dance around the situation at all. They went hard in the paint on it. So what, I mean, are we?
Well, you have to go hard on the paint. I mean, how can you watch that video and be like justified?
I mean, because people have done it before. It's happened before. They justified what happened to Rodney King. They justified, you know what I mean? We watched the video. He was getting the shit beat out of him the entire time. They justified it. You know what I mean? So all I'm saying is
the cops off initially, remember?
Yeah, they did. I think they let him off the whole. I mean, they wasn't just initially, they got off, period. You know what I mean? They got found not guilty, and that's when the whole riots happened. They charged them. They did charge them, but then they got found not guilty of it. You know what I mean? Like, so these people are going to, luckily, like I say, this happened in New York. So New York is a different monster.
It happened. That means that makes sense too, because the federal government said they were going to take over the prison in New York, Rikers.
A lot of them. No, that wasn't even Rikers. It's a separate one. There's a few of them in New York that's been having these kind of problems where people are just dying. A lot of inmates are just dying, and they don't. Man, they pretty much. I mean, how are inmates just dying and nothing being said, nothing being done about it? People are dying. I mean, no one's stepping in, looking into it at all. You're just kind of letting it slide.
Nobody cares, because they're like they're criminals and they feel like they deserve it, no matter what they're in there for.
I mean, absolutely. And then they try to then they're trying to give the police way too much leeway. Look at these motherfuckers act like animals. That was an animalistic ass whooping he took right there. Yeah. That was wild, bro. They beat the dog shit out of him. That was bad. I wonder what they should have shown.
They beat him to death.
Yeah, they did. They beat him to death.
They beat him to death on camera.
Him up, choked him while he's. I mean, Duke, you can't even. The worst part about it is if you did try to defend yourself and get them, they're going to call that resisting arrest. That's the crazy. They need to get rid of. I mean, resisting arrest is not where you're punching me or hitting me, and I try to put my hand up to stop you. But that's resisting arrest.
Like people are just standing there. Cops like, show me your ID, and they're like, "Why? I'm not even doing that." And they'd be like, "Oh, you're under arrest for what? Resisting arrest."
Yep. Non-compliance, whatever else. They just make shit up. Off top, man. Like there needs to be. That's what we need to start looking at and working on. Like, how do we start policing not only just the police officers, but also the judges, the prosecutors who are not following the law? Because a lot of judges don't follow the law.
That's the only thing.
That's the only way.
Yep. That's the only way.
You look at the CEO just got killed, right?
They all have fear now.
Then you had the lady down in Florida down there who threatened the insurance company. Then you just had a person. I saw a video, and I don't know. I have to go back and do more research on the video where a billionaire was just murdered in his home at a party. You know what I mean? Over like a guy walked in his home, shot him up, killed him. But they're making like in New York, they're making hotlines for CEOs to be able to call when they feel in fear of their life. You know what I mean? Like I feel like I'm in fear of my life. They had the guy who stabbed his boss at a party. The dude had been working there for like 2 years. 2 months. Wasn't 2 months, sorry. For like 2 weeks, he been at this job. For 2 weeks, he comes into the company party and just stabs the boss up, man. I'm like, yeah, you only been here 2 weeks. You know what I mean? Unless they had a problem before this, prior to this, you know, it just sounded like that was a setup.
Think about, you said that the billionaires have a hotline to call when they are in fear.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean,
not 911. No, this is the only. See, that's what I'm saying. They put fear. That guy put fear in their hearts. They called him a terrorist, but he put fear. He's like, look, you're on notice. And that's what we need to do. Put people on notice. Like, we ain't going to take your shit no more. Bring it. We ain't fear. Think about it.
But is that the society that we want to live in, man, where it's all about this fear? Is fear going? We know what fear begets, man. Fear, man. If I'm a part of the wealthier class, man, and it's all about fear, I'm changing things so that I don't have to be afraid of you. But I'm gonna make it so that now all you're doing is helping me. Like, I'll bring up this movie all the time. You ever seen that? It's called like Out of Time or In Time, or with Justin Timberlake on it.
Timberlake. I watched that movie. That's a good one.
They all they started doing is looking at, okay, cool, we're gonna separate zones. We're gonna make it so you gotta pay to even get around us.
Yeah,
we're gonna make it so everything good is here, everything fucked up is where you're at. They already do that really in neighborhoods, but they're gonna start. It's gonna become worse. Where now there's no more going on Rodeo Drive in Beverly Hills and robbing us in broad daylight. Hold up, you can't even come here.
They do that in Seattle. They got roads out there where you got to pay just to drive on them.
Watch, man. I guarantee this is what they're going to start doing, man. If we do that, because if I'm them, I'm almost setting it up so that does happen more, so I can have a reason to keep you the fuck out of here.
Well, think about this. Like during COVID, you know what I mean? everyone that was all the essential workers would have just stopped working and everyone did a general strike. They would have did more for us. Because think about it. They gave us all that stuff during COVID, right? But we didn't ask for nothing. We couldn't come together and ask for nothing as a country. So what are they doing now? They're taking it all back, double and triple.
Yeah, but who's affected more? If we all stop working, we die first. They're not going to die first.
No.
They'll be all right.
No. If we don't work, they don't eat.
They're already eating. They already got food. Okay, that's what I'm saying to you. A lot of us are like day to day. You know what I mean? I watch people in certain other countries, but it's here too, who are living like, yeah, man. Like, so if they don't get some money today, their life is fucked up for real. A rich person, he got a couple assets around here. He got money in the bank. He can live for a little bit. He can, he can survive for a little while.
It's like this. Look, if we ain't got nothing, if enough of us ain't got nothing, we're gonna go to the rich people to go get it from them.
Yeah, and unless he's
ain't no point to rob each other because we ain't got nothing.
Or let's go
to that big house where the gates are. Ram that with your truck. Your lifted truck.
You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna hire the police forces and get me a little vigilante army and make sure my shit's protected. That's what I'm gonna do. You know what I mean? That's what they're gonna do, and or else the people like Kyle Rittenhouse is gonna come to their neighborhoods and help protect them because they feel like it's us coming after them. And so you get what I'm saying? Like they just it's an upper hand. They have the upper hand when it comes to those situations. They just do. If we stop, like it was like in Brazil, dude, the president down there was like during COVID, he was like, "Hey, if we stop working, we die." Period. He's like, let everybody know, like, look, bro, we poor, we broke. There's nothing we have. We're not, we don't. A lot of people who don't have food in their house. How they gonna stop working? They ain't got no money in the bank and you ain't got no food in the house. Tell them to stop working for a week or two. See what happens. You feel me?
It ain't gonna be good.
It ain't gonna be good at all. It's gonna be bad business, bro. You know what I mean? So that's I do believe that we do need to come together. And
think about it. You're saying this now, right? Yeah, a lot of us are living like that.
Probably like 60-70% of Americans don't even have, like they said, like I think it's like 60 or 70% of Americans, maybe more,
don't have $1,000 in the bank.
Yeah, some crazy shit, bro. Like that's $1,000 ain't that much. It's money. Don't get me wrong, but it ain't, bro.
But how long do you think the rich people can just step on our necks before we've all had enough? Because it's about to happen now. There's nothing but billionaires in this man's cabinet. Nothing but billionaires. So I mean, what do you think's gonna happen once they start squeezing this more?
I think
And we lost them, folks. You know who did that? The hackers, the poor hackers. Yeah. I mean, how long do you think they'll be able to just keep stepping on our necks? Making the grocery prices expensive where we got to go to 5 different stores. You got to work 2 to 3 jobs just to afford something. Don't let somebody get sick. Don't let somebody get injured. Don't let something happen where you miss a couple days. You know what I'm saying?
No, I mean, that's part of the game, man. It's part of what happens. You know what I mean? You got to kind of really look at it from a perspective of Tom. I said, hey, what's up? You got to really look at things from a perspective of this is life. This is what we're going through. I mean, this is why you got to vote your self-interest. Most people are not voting their self-interest. It's not happening. You know, so that's life. People are voting for people who are billionaires thinking they're going to help make their lives better. This is why you have to take people at who they are and what they've shown you. Have they ever shown you that they're going to help you with what you have going on in your life? Has Elon Musk? I remember when Dogecoin, whatever that Dogecoin was out, Doja, whatever it's called. Yeah. Right, that came out. He could have actually helped that skyrocket, but he played a game with everybody. You know what I mean? He sat around basically like, acting like he was, oh yeah, I'm going to actually try to help out, people, and we're going to make this meme coin kind of go through the roof, to the moon. They kept on saying. So everybody, a bunch of people with no money, poor people, went out and bought this coin. They're trying to try and better their lives. He could have helped that coin by doing certain little things, but he didn't. He just played on it to try to build up his reputation. Like he was somebody that we should respect or that we should care about. You know what I mean? And so I just don't, like I say, I just don't see these people as being, they're not for the people. They've never shown you that they're for the people. Never.
No,
but we tend to believe in it. We tend to want to act like
he has enough money to end world hunger and still be rich, filthy rich.
But what is, I mean, when we make comments like that, so I think it's like you can end world hunger, but for how long? You get what I'm saying? Like you don't ending world hunger. He might say he has enough money.
Our viewer here, she's correct. That's what I like to do that too. Like go to communities, give them seeds, help them build gardens. Because if people can grow their own food, you don't really need to go nowhere. It's going to be tough during certain seasons. And teach people how to freeze dry stuff. Teach people how to jar food. You know what I'm saying? We could do it. You know what I'm saying? Like it's just like when people are like, "Hey, let's take one day and not go get gas." No, take a whole week and don't get gas. Actually, you know what happened? Gas went up. I mean, this is 10 years ago, maybe 12. Gas went up to like $4, almost $5, right? Mm-hmm. And people were upset here. So what they started doing? They started carpooling. People bought bikes. People got on buses. You know what I'm saying? And so what happened? The gas company saw this. They saw the profit going down, so they lowered the gas back to 2 something. You know what I'm saying? You got to hit people where it hurts, and that's their pockets, basically. And like we need to just buckle up and do it. Like we're gonna start. Watch, March comes, it's gonna be a whole different world you're gonna be in. You'd be like, dang, all this stuff just went away. We're gonna have to do something because we can't keep living like this.
I'm like this. What we're seeing a lot of is like we really believe that like people banding together, it sounds good until the people who are the poorest among us need something. That's what's going to end up happening. The ones who don't have a lot they're going to need things. So how do you deal with that kind of a situation? That's the hardest part to deal with.
Before you do it.
I've heard people say
you prep first. You know what I'm saying? Like
that's a hell of a prep. This is a lot of this.
You got to do it. You got to do it. And you can't, not everyone's going to want to do it. That's just what it is. You can't have full unity with anything. Ask people what they want on their pizza. And if not everybody says cheese, it's going to be an argument. You know what I'm saying? You get the people that want to do it in the community, and you'll find enough people to do it.
Okay, people they've come out a lot of times talking about they want to have a trucker strike, right? A lot of times they have it come out, and truckers always say we should start a truckers union. We want a trucker strike XYZ. When it comes time, a lot of the truckers who own their own trucks or have like 2 or 3 trucks, they can't afford that because they have bills to pay every month. They still got to make their truck payment. You know what I mean? Every month they still got to take care of their employees. If their employees are not working, they're not eating, they're living check to check. That's our biggest concern about this right here is that the overarching people are living check to check. They don't have enough money to do this right here.
Well, see, that's the squeeze right there. Before we didn't have to live check to check. You could pay your rent, buy your groceries, pay your bills, and still have money left over from one of your checks. We can't do that no more. So what's going to happen? Are we just going to lay down and let them keep doing it to the point where now everybody has to work 2 jobs? because we can't afford groceries. Everybody got to go to a food bank. Everyone has to get on the bus because you can't afford gas no more. Something's going to happen where people are snapping. Look, the guy shot the CEO. He's like, I'm putting you on notice. More people are going to snap because there's only so much you can take. And especially since we knew what life was 20 years ago. That's the crazy part. You can enjoy your life. You can't enjoy it now. Think about it. For me, I sit at home. People are like, why do you sit at home so much? I'm like, first of all, I pay to be here. And second, it costs me $40 just to leave my house.
They said 18% of people, man, over the last year have become 18% more have become homeless. And it's because of high food prices. It's because of rental prices are higher. You know what I mean? Like it just costs way more to live.
I say it all the time. People can't afford to bounce back anymore.
I mean,
you can't. You get behind what, a month?
Yeah.
Like I said, don't get sick. Don't catch the COVID. You're out for a week. You're cooked. You know what I'm saying? Don't be sick. Don't let you break a leg. Don't let you get a respiratory infection. You're just cooked.
So now you're asking those same exact people to somehow step away from their jobs for 2 weeks or whatever it takes to break the system.
Yeah.
And to break the system and then rebend it back to our will. It's fucking damn near impossible, man. It's damn near impossible.
You gotta do it, because
I'm not saying that we could not do it. I think
we're gonna break
that's why I think that
either we're gonna break the system or the system's gonna finish breaking us. Because that's what it's doing to us all right now.
I mean, and I think that's the plan. That's the plan to mechanize the system, to turn into automation. That's what they're doing. That's the entire plan. You look at most Amazon plants, man. They're using robots already. They can't wait to get enough of these robots around here and to just mechanize the whole entire plant and be done with y'all. That's why you look at the worker strike they had, longshoreman strike that they had. You know what I mean? They cannot wait to put their system in place to where they're like, okay, let's get rid of all these longshoremen. We don't got to deal with these guys anymore. Because what do come out and say? We'll crash the whole economy. You think they want to hear that? They're like this. Oh, okay. Yeah. In Singapore, most of all their ports already are completely mechanized.
Yeah, that's what the longshoremen are looking at, that they're seeing their replacements, and they're still going to get those robots.
Yeah, I mean, that's what I'm saying. It may for them. Yeah, I mean, period. It's a wrap for these guys. So I'm not seeing that this is even going to be an issue, that we're sitting back and we're looking at it like it's something that's not happening, but it's going to happen. So whatever we're going to do, we probably need to do it right now. It needs to be done right now, because after it's mechanized, I don't give a shit what you do. Because it's not going to matter. You're going to either buy the food boil down to. You feel me?
Yeah.
He said we've got to find ways to start preparing our poor towns and neighborhoods with food. No selling stuff they made. Yes, I mean it's true, but I mean it takes a system. It takes some kind of a system. It takes leadership. It takes a lot. Me personally, I think the way we go about it with the least amount of pain is initially you vote. That's the initial thing you do. You prepare yourself by putting things in place, like programs in place to get ourselves there, using the government's money, which is our money, to put these programs in place. Start the food, like the neighborhood, basically farms and things of that nature. Start those things. That's what you got to go. You got to start.
We got to do it ourselves.
Me personally,
we got to do it ourselves. I don't believe in these politicians no more at all. They pit us against each other. To give them money, and they say, "Oh, like we flipped the house this time, and 2 years later we flipped it back to this way, and nothing gets done. The price goes up. They stay rich and they stay in power, but we have nothing." Like she's saying, community gardens. We could take care of ourselves. This is what we need to get back to, being communities. If we have community gardens, if we teach people how to sew, if we teach people how to can food, if we teach people how to do natural things that we can do ourselves, we don't have to rely on these big corporations to do it for us.
I know, like I said, I agree. I agree with those things, but I just don't see them. I don't see them happening anytime soon. You know what I mean? Like, I don't see them happening soon enough before you look at South Korea, man. Like they say that for every 10,000 people that they have, they use like 1,200 robots. They have the highest number of robots in the workforce out of anyone, but they need them because they have a declining workforce over in South Korea. Like, you don't think we're gonna get there soon? You know what I mean? We're gonna be getting there soon enough, man. Period, plain and simple. And so what do we do about that? And the time frame is going to take us to get there. What are we going to do to stop what's already happening here? We're putting the wrong people in power. We can say we don't believe in politicians, but the people who we're putting in power are against us.
Think about this. Amazon employs 1,551,000 employees. So let's say 1 million of those are drivers and people that work in the warehouse. That's 1 million people out of a job in the next 4 years.
I mean, yeah, it's going to happen. We both know it's going to happen. It might take a little bit longer because people are going to act like they're afraid of self-driving vehicles, but it's going to happen, man. You know, that's all it is to it.
No, she's right. It's crazy how some people, you be struggling. You'd be like, hey, I need some food stamps. They're like, sorry, sir, you make 20 cents more than you're supposed to. So we can't give you nothing. And they're about to scale all that back too. Actually, they're about to get rid of it. They're going to get rid of it.
A lot of us are against food stamps. You hear people coming out all the time, man, talking about people who are on food stamps. Look what we just voted for. Look what we just voted for. We voted like none of us have any problems in the world. We voted like these people are going to focus on the problems that we do have. They're not. This is the worst possible pick for these type of situations, these type of occasions that we're running through. It's the worst possible pick.
The immigration thing is not that major of a problem. I mean, they should shut the border down. I mean, they're going to get rid of them all, and then it's going to be some wild times. It's going to be some good times.
You think? I mean, this guy came out and said that basically he thinks that with the immigration situation that what they're going to first do, he said, which is already being done under Obama, is they have people who are like who have been denied or something like that, their immigration status. They already know kind of who these people are. They know exactly where they live. They're going to go to those people's homes first and kind of get rid of them. If they have anyone else living in their homes, they're going to go after those people.
They're going to take the whole family. I told you what they're going to do with them. And some other guy came out and said the same thing I said in a different video. He's like, they're going to jail them, put them in slavery and make them work, and then they're going to get rid of them after they're done with them. It's exactly what they're going to do.
But he used the word slavery. He used those words exactly.
He's a white dude. I was like, look, he's saying the same thing I just said. It's the only thing that makes sense. You can't deport that many people at once. It doesn't make any sense. It'll cost you too much. You know what I'm saying? So, and you still are not going to have this workforce of people that don't want to do these jobs. So that's what they're going to do. They're going to charge you with a crime because it's legal to have put someone in slavery in America as long as they committed a crime. They're going to put them in jail and make them work. They're going to put their family members for harboring them. They're going to make up these weird laws. You know what I'm saying? Like,
so they're going to make work camps pretty much. And they basically, in other words, they're going to make work camps, you believe.
And if anybody sits out front of those work camps protesting with a picket, I guess you got to get to work too.
It's possible. I just feel like, with the immigration thing, they've shown you that they've told you from the jump like this. They said, look, we only want these, and we want the immigrants who we can exploit. We don't want the ones who we feel like you guys are exploiting. We don't want the ones who may come in and clean your homes. Not to say this is all immigrants do, or do your lawns. We don't want those type in here. We want only the ones that can take the H-1B visa and come work at our places of business, and we can pay them cheaper than what we pay American labor. They've just basically, he came in saying they're taking American jobs. The immigrants are taking American jobs. But now he wants to give your job away to the ones who he can exploit for his gain.
Yeah, he's like, I don't want to pay the Americans.
It's crazy, man. Like it's a crazy thing that they're actually like, this is they vocalize. They've let everyone know that this is exactly what they're trying to do, and nobody's batting an eye. I haven't heard anybody speaking on this part of it at all. You know what I mean? Like not anyone from their side of the aisle who voted for this. They don't want to talk. They don't want to talk.
They said it during the busy season. It's you say it around Christmas time between New Year's. People's minds ain't focused on this BS. You trying to kick it. You know what I'm saying? Your minds, you just got done having a great Christmas if you did. You know what I'm saying? You're looking towards the new year and what you're going to be doing. What they're saying, nobody's hearing it. You know what I'm saying? When they get into office, just watch what changes, watch what doesn't. You know what I'm saying? Hopefully we have prosperity in our country, but I don't see that happening because it's been too long since we've had prosperity in our country. Mm-hmm. We're a divided nation. We don't like each other. Families are split. You know what I'm saying? People that have been friends all their lives don't even talk no more. Like we're in a bad spot right now, and it's just gonna get worse because now all we're doing is messing. Hate won. Hate has won, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah, it is what it is, man. So it is. Like I said, it is what it is. There's not a lot you can really say or do when it comes to those situations right there. They're going to be able to utilize the situation that happened in. Was that New York as well too, where the guy lit the lady on fire? They're gonna be able to utilize that as one of their talking points as well.
They're like that one guy out of the 500,000. That one guy represents all of you.
What was the 18? You said there 18 people in Colorado, I believe it was. That
they got arrested because they did a home invasion and they were all from Venezuela in the same apartments where they were saying that the gang took over the apartments. They stabbed a dude, assaulted the woman.
What is that, bro? I hear something squeaky.
It's my dog, bro.
I know it is, playing with the goddamn Chewy toy, man.
Yeah, my dog's a savage, dude. My daughter gets him these stuffed animals, right? He takes it, he bites the eyes off like you ain't gonna see what's about to happen to you. Rips the leg off and then lays in this bed and stares at the stuffed animal while it's chewing on the leg. She's a psychopath.
Yeah, I mean,
but with that, sir, I'm gonna have to end it right there. That's been our town hall. I'd like to thank everybody for coming. We will see you next week. Don't forget the Friday Fix. We don't talk about politics. We just talk to shit.
Yeah, make sure you guys join in. We appreciate everybody who tapped in with us today. We definitely hope to see you guys back. We do this every Sunday at 1 p.m. Pacific time. So Friday Fix is at 7 p.m. Pacific time. Make sure you guys tap in with us. Thank you very much again. And there goes our show.